Join our family of creators. Your support means the world to us. Subscribe now to the Content Creator channel. Your support keeps us motivated and helps us bring you fresh, exciting content every week. Hit that subscribe button and be part of our journey. Have you ever wondered what holds a country together? It's more than just shared land or a common flag. It's the promise of opportunity. It's the belief that hard work leads to a good life. But what happens when that promise starts to feel shaky? Right now, across Canada, from the rocky shores of Newfoundland to the bustling streets of Vancouver, a question is on everyone's mind. Why is it suddenly so hard to find a job? A new number has captured the nation's attention, and honestly, it's a worrying one: 7%. That's the latest official unemployment rate, a figure that tells a story of struggle and uncertainty for thousands of families. This isn't just a statistic you read in a newspaper and then forget. This is a number with a human face. It represents your neighbor, a recent university graduate, who can't find a position in their chosen field. It's the skilled factory worker with decades of experience whose job has been replaced by a machine. It's the small business owner in your town who had to make the heart-wrenching decision to let go of dedicated staff. The rise to a 7% jobless rate didn't happen overnight. It's been a slow, creeping change that's now making its presence felt in communities both large and small, forcing a national conversation about the economy's direction. The feeling on the ground is one of unease. People are talking about it at coffee shops and in grocery store lineups. They're worried about their children's futures. They're concerned about paying their mortgages and putting food on the table. The stability that many Canadians have long taken for granted seems to be eroding. This isn't just an economic issue, it's a social one. It tests the very fabric of our communities and the strength of our collective spirit. The question echoes from coast to coast. What is happening to the Canadian job market, and what does this mean for all of us? Tonight, we're going to look behind that number. We'll explore the shocking truth of Canada's 7% jobless rate. We'll break down what it means in simple terms. We'll hear from the people who are living this reality every single day. We'll also talk to the experts who are trying to make sense of it all, and look at what the government is planning to do. Let's start with the facts. The latest report from Statistics Canada, released this month, September 2025, put the national unemployment rate at a stark 7.0%. This is a significant milestone and not a welcome one. To put this into perspective, for much of the past 2 years, Canada's rate hovered in a more comfortable range, closer to 5%, closer to 6%. This recent jump is one of the biggest increases we've seen outside a major global recession. Tens of thousands more Canadians are actively looking for work than just a short time ago. The data shows a quiet trend. Month after month, the number of unemployed has been ticking up. The economy has added some jobs, but not fast enough to keep pace with more people entering the workforce. New graduates, immigrants arriving in Canada, and people re-entering the job market. The result is simple but harsh: more people looking for jobs than there are jobs available. That imbalance pushed the rate up to this concerning 7.0%. Remember, this is a national average. The situation can vary a lot by region. Tech and manufacturing provinces may see higher joblessness, while healthcare and natural resources regions may fare better. But the overall trend is clear. The economic winds have shifted. The post-pandemic easy hiring period seems over. This 7.0% is a national wake-up call. It's also about job quality, not just job counts. Many new positions are part-time roles. Many are temporary contract roles with less security than full-time jobs. That creates underemployment, people working but not enough to make a decent living. So while the headline reads 7.0% unemployed, the true number feeling financial strain is likely higher. The term unemployment rate is something we hear all the time in the news. But what does it actually measure? Let's break it down in the simplest way possible. The unemployment rate is not the percentage of the entire population without a job. Instead, it focuses on a specific group of people called the labor force. The labor force is made up of two groups: people who have a job, people who do not have a job but are actively looking for one. Children are not included. Retired seniors are not included. People not looking for work for any reason are not included. So, when we say the unemployment rate is 7% for every 100 people in the labor force, 7 are without work and actively trying to find it. Actively looking is the key part. Sending out resumes, going to job interviews, contacting potential employers, using a public employment agency. If someone gives up their job search, they're considered discouraged and leave the labor force, which means they're not counted in the official unemployment rate. This is a crucial point. The official rate can sometimes hide a deeper problem. The official unemployment rate might go down or stay the same, even while the number of people without jobs actually increases. That's why economists also watch the labor force participation rate. It shows the percent of working-age people who are working or looking for work. So the 7% figure is useful, but it's only one piece of the puzzle. It acts as a barometer for the health of the economy. When the rate goes up, businesses may be struggling and families face hardship. When it goes down, it suggests growth and more opportunity. For the average person, it measures how easy or hard finding a new job would be. Right now, that barometer points towards stormy weather for many Canadians. So why is this happening now? Why is Canada's unemployment rate climbing to 7% in late 2025? The answer isn't one thing. It's a combination of factors, a perfect storm. One of the biggest drivers: stubbornly high interest rates. The Bank of Canada raised rates aggressively to fight inflation, necessary to control prices, but with a major side effect: borrowing costs for businesses spike. That makes it harder to expand, harder to invest in new projects, harder to hire new employees. So, business activity cools, planned growth gets paused, companies review budgets and wait. At the same time, consumers feel the pinch. Higher interest equals bigger mortgage payments. Higher interest equals more expensive car loans. Less disposable income. People spend less. Businesses earn less. Result: layoffs or hiring freezes. Another big factor: a global economic slowdown. Canada depends on trade, especially with the United States. When partners cool off, demand for Canadian exports drops. Lumber, manufactured parts, that hits industries and workers directly. Smaller orders mean reduced hours or job losses. And then there's technology, rapid AI adoption. AI creates jobs in some areas, but it also makes roles redundant. Routine administrative tasks, data entry positions, customer service roles. This is a structural shift. Some jobs may be gone for good. Workers face a difficult adjustment as demand for old skills falls. Together, these forces explain the climb to 7% and set the stage for the human stories behind the numbers. Behind the 7% statistic are millions of personal stories, anxiety, resilience, difficult choices. Take the story of the Thompson family from Hamilton, Ontario. David Thompson worked at a local steel processing plant for over 20 years, a job that provided a stable income for his family of 4. But 6 months ago, the plant announced a major round of layoffs. Slowing demand and restructuring were to blame. David, in his late 40s, found himself out of work for the first time in his adult life. It is not just experienced workers who are struggling. Consider Aisha, a recent computer science graduate from the University of British Columbia. She graduated with top marks, in a field once seen as a guaranteed path to a high-paying job. She has sent out over 100 job applications to tech companies in Vancouver and in Toronto, with very little success. The industry-wide slowdown has led to hiring freezes at many major firms. Aisha now works part-time at a coffee shop to pay her student loans, her dreams on hold indefinitely. The ripple effect extends to small businesses. Maria owns a small restaurant in downtown Calgary. As companies downsized or went remote, foot traffic plummeted. Maria reduced her staff from 10 employees down to just 4. These were not just employees, they were like family. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Her story shows how job losses in one sector can create a domino effect. These narratives paint a picture of the true cost: more than lost paychecks, it's lost confidence, strained family relationships, and a growing sense of insecurity about the future. In the face of these challenging numbers, economists are weighing in, government officials are weighing in, offering both analysis and potential plans of action. Most economists agree the Bank of Canada's interest rate hikes have been a primary cause of the slowdown. Dr. Susan Lee stated recently, "We are now seeing the painful but intended effects of monetary policy." The goal was to cool an overheated economy to bring down inflation. And a softer labor market is an unfortunate consequence of that process. The federal government is under pressure to respond. The Minister of Finance acknowledged the difficulties many Canadians are facing. The government highlighted support like employment insurance and investments in job training programs. Our government is committed to supporting Canadians through this challenging period, We are focused on creating the right conditions for businesses to invest and create good jobs for the future. The rise in unemployment is not being felt equally. Construction has been hit particularly hard. High interest costs, slow projects and mortgages, leading to layoffs for carpenters, electricians, plumbers, and laborers. The technology sector is undergoing a correction, from multinationals to startups, amid cooling investors, reduced ad spend, and a broader slowdown. Households tighten budgets, eating out less, delaying purchases, cutting travel, yielding fewer shifts and some closures, often impacting younger and lower-wage workers. In contrast, healthcare remains strong. Nurses, personal support workers, and medical technicians, and green energy is growing, renewables and retrofits. The skills in demand are shifting, underscoring the need for adaptability. For those facing job loss or struggling to enter the market, focus on skills. Look to sectors still hiring, healthcare, green energy, and target the skills they need. Take short online courses or enroll in certificate programs. Government programs like the Canada Job Grant can help fund retraining. Networking, online and in person, is critical. Reach out to former colleagues, friends, family. Many jobs are filled via referrals. Attend events and job fairs to build connections. Be open to temporary or contract roles and apply your skills across industries. Being adaptable is a powerful asset. Maintain routines, care for mental health, seek support. Your worth is not defined by employment status.